Okay, next we have our fighting stance. Now with this stance, it's going to be completely different than the ones you've learned before because you're going to be turned to the side. And when you start doing your technique, you're going to be doing it a little differently out of this stance than you would your other stance. So what you're going to do is, let's say you're at attention here, and you go back into your fighting stance. Like with your front stance, you're going to want to go back with your right leg. So when you slide back, you're going to turn to the side from here. So without the hands, basically it's sort of like a setup in a preparatory stance or a horse stance, but turned to the side. So the reason I say that is because you got your feet pointed in whichever direction your body is facing. So that's one thing you want to make sure. So your feet are going to be pointed straight ahead. You don't want them turned in or turned too far out, or one facing straight ahead and the other one straight towards you there. So make sure you keep them both to the side here, whichever way your body's facing. But instead of facing just straight this way like you would with a preparatory stance, you're going to turn your upper body to where you're going straight in from there. Now that front foot may want to turn out a little bit, and that is okay. So if it's turned out towards the front a little bit, that's perfectly fine. But with this one now, just keep your knees bent slightly. You don't want to be standing straight up because you're going to be really slow once you start getting into your technique. So you're going to have your knees bent from here. Knees bent. Like I said, you're going to turn your body slightly to the front. Okay, so what you're going to do with your hands is you're going to just have them slightly to the front here. And I'll show you from the side view in just a second. So remember what I said about the hands? Put your fingers in, thumbs over the top, and you're going to have your elbows down. Right? So don't have your chicken wings up again. So those hands are tucked straight down from here, and your body is slightly turned to the side. And just make sure your upper body just relaxed. Keep those shoulders loose, because you don't want to be tensed up when you start your technique, because that's going to make you slower. So you're going to make sure that you're loose, and then you tighten up right at impact when you start learning your technique. So knees bent, feet turned to the side. That front foot, like I said, may turn slightly to the front. And just have those hands comfortable and loose right here to your side. Now, one thing I should point out before we go back to the side view is that when you have your feet lined up, like you can see here, don't have one leg way out here or one leg way back here. So you want to have them basically lined up as close, as you can from there. Okay? Let's go and go to the side view. Again, I'm going to get set up here. Got our legs out, slightly outside your body. You don't want them way out here or way close like this right here. Okay? So just slightly outside your body. All right, knees bent. Like I said, since my body's facing this way, my toes are going to be facing towards you. Okay, so our toes are pointing out there, or if you're going through this, your toes may be pointing towards me. So whichever way your body's facing, point those toes in that direction. Get down in your stance a little bit. Turn that body towards the front just slightly, and those hands are going to be up from here like this. Okay, so you don't want to have them in like this right here. And one thing you don't want to do in your front stance or your body stance is lock those hands together. Okay, so you want to have them separate so you can be quicker. Because if you're like this and you're going to do a move, you're going to get mixed up. So have those hands separate, ready to go. Knees bent, shoulders relaxed, and don't tense up too much. And you're going to want to be a little tight when you're ready to go with the adrenaline and stuff when you're going through your technique. But just try to be as loose as you can so you can get into those moves quicker. Okay, those knees are bent, hands slightly to the front, and that is your fighting stance.